On the day of our engagement, my fiancé Theo locked me up in the villa. His white moonlight wore my custom-made wedding dress and announced their marriage at the engagement party that I carefully arranged. From then on, our family broke off all ties with him. Theo wants to promote Bai Yueguang to be the chief designer. I have already taken the entire team to jump ship. You can do whatever you want. Theo wants to invite a national female star to be his spokesperson, and her best friend says, "You are a scumbag, please don't bother me." Theo was terminated by a big brand and asked my dad to help him build connections. My dad said, "I don't know him well, don't bother me." Theo's funding chain broke down, so he asked our family to borrow money. My mom said, "We don't have money, we won't lend you money." I woke up to a series of life-threatening calls from my best friend. I was still in a daze, but Ivy was already furious. "Where the hell have you been? Your engagement party." Theo took Esme there. I suddenly woke up. What? Why did he bring Esme to my engagement party with Theo? It looks like he's planning on announcing his engagement to Esme. "Where are you? Come here." Ivy was extremely anxious and I was also very angry. "The door won't open. I'm locked in." "Theo, you little bastard." Last night he suddenly came to see me and took me to a BB by the sea to drink. We only chatted for a while and soon I fell asleep. Today's engagement party was carefully planned by my parents and I half a year ago. I also set the alarm clock so that I would never oversleep. It seems that Theo had planned it all along and put something in the wine to prevent me from attending. Ivy rescued me and brought me to the engagement scene. I saw Theo standing on the stage holding Esme's hand. She was wearing the wedding dress that I had custom made abroad. She was so present at the engagement ceremony that I had spent so much effort to decorate, holding my fiancé's arm and accepting blessings from the guests who came for me. "Everyone, I'm sorry, because Ren and I don't get along, we've decided to cancel our engagement. The only person I truly love is Esme, and today is my engagement party with her." All the guests present were stunned. Everyone knew that Theo and I had been engaged since we were 18 years old. And everyone tacitly agreed to the marriage between our two families. Most of the people present came to the engagement party for the sake of our G family, and such a sudden change left everyone at a loss. Esme was immersed in happiness, but the couple were flirting with each other in a disgusting way. I walked up directly with the security guards. Theo probably didn't expect me to show up. His expression changed, and he protected Esme behind him. "Ren, I've already told you that I don't like you. Why are you still pestering me? I won't marry you. I only love Esme. I was so sick that I wanted to vomit. You don't want to get engaged to me. So why didn't you tell me when Theo was about to go bankrupt and asked my family to borrow money? Why didn't you tell me when your family was in debt and my dad had to clean up the mess? I decorated the engagement scene, and I paid for the custom-made clothes you two were wearing. How poor are you that you had to drug me and lock me in a room in such a despicable way to get a free wedding?" Theo was speechless after being scolded by me, so I asked the security guard to go up directly. "I'm spending money on this place. Get these two irrelevant people out, you." Theo and Esme looked embarrassed and were soon dragged out by the security guards in a panic. "Ren, do you really have to be so fussy?" Theo stared at me and yelled, "Wait a moment." Upon hearing this, the security guard immediately stopped. Theo looked proud again, but his happiness didn't last more than 3 seconds, because I slapped him and tore off his clothes. "I paid for the clothes, so you have to keep them. You've gone too far, Ren." Afterwards, the two people who were stripped down to their underwear were thrown out by the security guards. That night, Theo's mother brought her son to the house to apologize. Before Theo fell into poverty, he was a family friend of ours. Theo later, we didn't cancel the engagement. Instead, we used all the resources in our family to save Theo, who was on the verge of bankruptcy. Now that Theo's business is on track, Theo is getting excited. "Chinksy, our little brat was wrong in this matter. I have already severely punished him, and you also slapped him. But please don't be sad about this anymore. He was bewitched by that little goblin and was bewitched by her." Theo's mother used her eloquence to force Theo to apologize. He looked reluctant and his apology was extremely perfunctory. "Chinksy, you know that Haotsuan's father passed away early, and it was not easy for me to raise him alone. You have been the most generous child since you were young. so don't bother with him. Why don't we hold the engagement party again in 2 days? And this matter will be over. Auntie, today's incident has become a joke. Do you think it can be brushed off so lightly? I really laughed, and she even used moral blackmail. I've already apologized. What else do you want? Ren, don't go too far. I slapped him again, and Theo finally quieted down. Chinksy, how could you hit someone? Mother Hua was heartbroken. She rubbed her son's face and said bitterly, how can a girl be so barbaric and rude? My daughter did a great job. It's your son who is morally corrupt. My mother stepped forward and protected me. Now that things have come to this, forget about the engagement. My daughter can't bear this kind of injustice. In addition, it was your son who ruined the engagement party. You have to pay for the loss. Why? Theo and his mother jumped up and down. Your son is asking for trouble. Either pay the money or see you in court, my mother said, and waved her hand casually. Butler, please send him away. Theo was furious. Your whole family are too much. Ren, I've had enough of your spoiled princess temper. You are not even as good as one of Esme's toes. Who would want a woman like you? You can just wait to be unmarried and become an old maid. Theo was still cursing when he was thrown out. I felt inexplicably aggrieved. Theo had been very nice to me before, we were childhood sweethearts, and he had always been tolerant of my temper. So when the families were marrying, even though Theo's strength was far from matching the G family, I still chose him. But now it seems that Theo never really liked me. He was just pretending to like me just to get the support of the G family. Now that Theo's business is doing well and he no longer needs our family's support, his true colors are revealed. Then what is the value of all the love I have given him over the years? My mother saw that my eyes were red, and she hugged me in her arms and comforted me with heartache. My clear words are the best. Don't be sad for someone who doesn't deserve it. My brother was afraid that I would be unhappy, so he took me around the world to relax. I used this time to recuperate and plan to start over. But I didn't expect Theo to be more shameless than I thought. When he called me, I didn't want to answer and just blocked him. After a while, a strange number called and Theo's uncomfortable voice came from the number. Why are you so mad? You didn't even answer my calls. If you have to fart, do it now. You've been resting for so long, it's time to get back to work. Dee is going to collaborate with us on a jewelry show, and I plan to let Esme be the main designer. Since you have experience, you can assist her. Theo said it so matter-of-factly that I laughed out loud. Who does she think she is? She wants me to be her assistant. You are so shameless. Theo was a little angry. Ren, you have such a bad temper. How can you talk to me like that? I am your boss after all. Not anymore. I'm quitting. When I came back from studying abroad, I had already gained some fame in design. In order to save Theo's precarious company, I took the initiative to join Hua's and became the chief designer. Without me helping him to gather resources and connections, there would be no Hua's today. Yet, he wants me to be a supporting role for Esme and support her. I didn't answer any more calls from him and directly sent him my resignation letter. And also sent messages to several other designers I had brought over. Most of them were brought into Hua's by me. With Theo's character, there will be no future development for Hua's. We cannot waste these talents. On the day I returned home, Theo and Esme got the news from somewhere and stopped me at the airport. Chinksy, although our engagement has been cancelled, the deal is not done. But the friendship remains. If you want to resign, can you wait until the jewelry exhibition is over? Cannot, I said and was about to leave, but he held down my luggage. The D family has named you and you must be involved. How can you resign at this time? Yeah, Esme chimed in. Sister, you need to have a better view of the overall situation. How can you ignore the life and death of the company just because of our personal grudges? You are too selfish. Oh, I was wondering why you condescended to wait for me at the airport, so you can't get the cooperation from D company without me, right? What does your company's life or death have to do with me? I laughed out loud. Theo, I'm telling you, I have to quit my job, but I will still keep DS cooperation. What do you mean? I registered a new company, and I came back today to discuss cooperation with D company. You're crazy, Ren. How can you start a company by yourself? How dare you compete with me for cooperation? Who said I was alone? I tilted my head and pointed behind him. Several of Hua's main designers showed up at once and threw their resignation letters at him. "We quit." Theo's face turned pale. You guys are a bunch of treacherous guys. A wise bird chooses its tree to roost in. Besides, what right do you, an ungrateful guy who has a mistress, have to say anything?" The designers fought back, and Theo got even angrier. Okay, you guys go with me, Esme. The Hua family will only get better and better, and you will regret it in the future." Esme comforted Theo, and he calmed down a little, and the two of them stayed together again. I couldn't bear to watch it, so I took the others and left. There was almost no suspense in negotiating the cooperation with Company D. I took my sisters who had changed jobs out to eat, drink and have fun to celebrate. As soon as we left, Theo made great efforts to promote Esme. Not only did he make her an internet celebrity, he also held a jewelry exhibition for her when she was at the peak of her popularity. Esme quickly became popular during this period. I don't know how much money Theo invested in her, packaging her into a talented girl with great design talent who suddenly appeared out of nowhere. This kind of personality actually attracted a lot of fans for her, and she soon became an internet celebrity with millions of fans. In addition, she and Theo show their affection from time to time, putting on a domineering little drama, and many netizens really buy into it. I was busy with DS jewelry show and had no energy to pay attention to them. Anyway, my parents said that since Theo was so treacherous, they would never let him off easily. Hua's has no resources. Our family has withdrawn its investment, and all those who were friendly with our family have cut off their cooperation with Hua's. Even if he uses Esme to build momentum, he won't be able to stay afloat for long. Theo invested too much money in Esme, but few of Esme's customers would buy jewelry, and he was stuck in a bottleneck for a while. The jewelry exhibition I hosted attracted many celebrities on the first day and received unprecedented praise. My work also became popular on the internet, but I never expected that I would be on the hot search that night, followed by a blatant word plagiarism. Moreover, the object of plagiarism was Esme. Some time ago, Esme held a jewelry exhibition. The exhibition received good response, but when I saw the works, I was shocked. Isn't this the work I designed when I was at Hua's? When did it become Esme's? An enthusiastic netizen compared my work with Esme's and found that there are several similarities. Since hers was held earlier, netizens presume that I plagiarized. I was furious and called Theo immediately. Facing my questioning, he was very shameless. Since you designed it when you were working for Hua's, it belongs to Hua's. I am willing to give it to Esme, so it is hers. Didn't you resign? Then this has nothing to do with you. Theo, do you have any legal awareness? Even though I work for Hua, I have the right to author those works. You are plagiarizing. Let Esme withdraw the exhibition immediately and issue a statement to apologize. Otherwise we will see you in court. What proof do you have that it's yours? Ren, don't go too far. After saying that, he hung up the phone and refused to answer it again. I contacted a lawyer to handle it, but most of these works were drafts I made but ultimately rejected because I was not satisfied with them, so it would take some time to collect evidence. The relationship between plagiarism and infringement has always been very time-consuming. DS exhibit was affected to some extent, so I had to urgently remove several controversial exhibits and replace them with alternative designs. At the same time, a clarification statement and a lawyer's letter were published online to prove their innocence, but the voices online were not nice. Esme's previous personality was deeply rooted in people's hearts. Many people supported her and went to my account to curse me. Do you think you are right just because you issued a statement? It was obviously Esme's work that came out first. How shameless of you to plagiarize. Resist the plagiarism designer. Why doesn't D terminate its cooperation with her? It would be better to choose our Esme. This woman is able to cooperate with the D family. Does she have any background? I have arranged for lawyers to preserve evidence for these verbal attacks one by one. Once the plagiarism case is resolved, I will bring them to court one by one. I have to let them know that in the internet age, even if they don't show up, they will have to pay the price for what they say. Theo came to me. He was very aggressive and slammed my table hard, causing the coffee to spill out and stain my white dress. You've gone too far. Ren, why did you slander Esme on the internet? You vicious woman, I laughed angrily. Didn't she plagiarize? Is telling the truth considered slander? So it was you who hired some internet trolls to say she was a mistress. You thought of such a vicious plan because you thought you were plagiarizing and there were no netizens on your side. Mistress, I frowned. Although she is indeed a mistress, I have never mentioned this online. You still don't admit it. Who else but you would attack her in such a vicious way? Ren, are you still unable to let me go? That's why you are taking revenge on me. You even asked your parents to withdraw their investment and have been making things difficult for my company. My parents' money can be used however they want. Why should they spend it on you? You deserve it if you trip them up. Don't be so stubborn. I know you still have feelings for me, but I won't be with you. However, if you don't want me to hate you, then be smart and withdraw the lawsuit immediately. Then apologize online and admit that you plagiarized and settle the matter. Also, ask your parents to return the money they withdrew from the investment, so that we can still be friends. You are so shameless. Why didn't Qin Shi Huang use you to build the Great Wall? Bah, who wants to be friends with you? You are so shameless. Theo cursed angrily. You bitch. A loud slap landed on his face. My hands felt numb. I should have hit him with something earlier. Theo, you and Esme are bitches. It's a fact that she's a mistress. If it was me, I have no fear of admitting it. I'm different from you. Don't scream in front of me before you investigate it thoroughly. Or I'll sue you for defamation. Theo was so angry that he wanted to fight back, but the security guard I called arrived in time and pulled him back. Throw him out. Anyone who lets him step into the studio again won't have to come to work anymore. 2 security guards held Theo, who was still struggling angrily. Let me go, Ren. Wait a moment. I called the security guard, and Theo smiled smugly. Now you know to be polite to me, damn. He let out a sharp pop as my coffee splashed in his face, and before he could try to charge at me, I waved for security to throw him out. After Theo's attempt to find an accomplice failed, Esme started to act up. Esme started a live broadcast, acting very pitiful, crying and confusing right and wrong in front of the camera. Haozuan and I liked each other when we were 18 years old, but at that time his family encountered a change. In order to save his family's property, he had no choice but to make a marriage contract with Ren. He and I were both in pain, but Ren's family was rich. I was just an ordinary girl and couldn't do anything to help him. I could only bury this feeling in my heart. Haozuan and I have had a hard time these years. He worked hard to get the bankrupt company back on track, and finally he no longer needs to rely on that woman. That's why we got back together. I originally thought that after waiting for him for so many years, we could finally have a happy ending. However, Ren did not let us go. She accused me of plagiarism and that I was a mistress. Her family members have been targeting Haozuan's company and threatened to bankrupt him. Esme didn't become an actor. She burst into tears while talking, and a mistress acted as if she was a victim. I really don't know what to do. We just love each other and want to be together. Why should we be bullied like this? I can do anything. But I really don't want to see Haozuan's hard work over the years go to waste. If the Hua company is really ruined again, what should we do? It's my fault. Maybe I shouldn't be with him. Maybe Haozuan wouldn't have to suffer so much. Esme covered her face and cried. I thought no one would believe such poor acting skills. But it turned out that her fans were all comforting her. You are already great, and you two will definitely be together. We will all support you. That Ren is so abominable. She relied on her family's wealth to break up a couple. Does she want to be unmarried? She has to force a man who doesn't like her to be with her. How vicious. It turns out that she accused you of plagiarism because she couldn't get the love she wanted. She also said that you are a mistress. Please. You two are in love with each other, so she is the mistress. Ren, could you please just die? Then this star-crossed couple can be together. The more netizens scolded her, the harder Esme performed, and Theo appeared at this time. Baby, don't cry, don't say such things. I only love you in my life. I made you wait for all these years. You are the one who has been wronged. No matter how Ren persecutes me, I will never let go of your hand again, Theo said as he pulled Esme into a hug. Haozuan, I can't bear to leave you either. The two of them hugged each other and cried, performing a Cheongyaro drama. I almost vomited after watching it. But it was obvious that they achieved their goal. This show won them a lot of support, and Esme even gained 1 million fans. Now I fully understand who leaked the news that Esme was a mistress. Her move of cutting off the source of the problem was brilliant, taking advantage of this wave of popularity. Theo did not forget to advertise. Esme has designed new products based on our love story. They will be endorsed by the national goddess Ivy and will be released in the middle of next month. I hope everyone can witness it together then. This wave of advertisements received a lot of support, but I was a little surprised. Ivy, my best friend, knew what Theo and his wife had done, so how could she accept their endorsement? Sure enough, when I contacted Yuan, she also looked confused. What? When did I accept his endorsement? How come I don't know? I'll ask my agent. After a while, she called back angrily. How shameless. Who sent me information about cooperation. But I didn't reply at all. He actually dared to announce in public that I accepted the endorsement. Is he forcing me to agree? I was powerless to complain. I really underestimated their shamelessness. Don't worry, I'll clarify it right away. Esme and Theo are still advertising here, and Ivy's clarification statement has been sent out. I have never cooperated with whores, and there will be no possibility of doing so in the future. The ungrateful scumbag and the White Lotus who knows nothing but plagiarism are not worthy. My good friend Ren is the best designer who speaks with strength. Ivy tore the scumbag apart. Esme certainly has some fans, but as a national goddess, Ivy's fans are powerful. In just a few minutes, I rushed into Esme's live broadcast room. How shameless. Why are you riding on our Yuan's popularity? She doesn't even know you, and you're still endorsing her. This is so fake. Scumbag. Ren and Yuan have always had a good relationship. He can't be a bad guy. Theo was a little embarrassed for a moment, and after being scolded, he stammered to explain. Maybe something went wrong during the business negotiation. I didn't know Ivy didn't agree, which led to a misunderstanding, but Ivy's fans came out and silenced him. What's the problem with business matching? Show me the evidence. Otherwise I'll assume you're just trying to get some free attention. Theo and Esme couldn't explain and were a little anxious and tried to change the subject. I also received a call from the studio. What should we do? The situation is getting bigger and bigger. Many people are making harassing calls to the studio and cursing as soon as they answer the phone. Some people are also sending wreaths here. If this continues, Jean-Z will be affected. Someone from the studio called me anxiously, and I was just about to start a live broadcast to confront Esme. Don't worry, I'll solve this matter today. When I came forward to connect with them, Theo and Esme were obviously a little guilty. What are you afraid of? Let's settle the grudge between us in front of our netizens today. What else do you have to say? You have money and connections, and big stars stand up for you. How can we be your opponent? Esme was about to cry again. My goodness. She never forgets to throw dirty water on me all the time. It's true that Ivy stood up for me, but isn't it also true that you guys pretended to be her spokesperson? Also, you said I broke up a couple, but when Theo was pursuing me, were you guys together? Did you tell me about this? I sneered. If I knew Theo didn't like me, I wouldn't even look at him. You deliberately concealed the truth. Using my family's assets and connections while deceiving my feelings and being together behind my back. Who is the mistress? Don't you have any idea? Although it happened a long time ago, fortunately I wanted to preserve the memories of our love, so I saved a lot of things. These are the love letters Theo wrote when he was pursuing me, as well as chat records. I think everyone can understand whether I forced him or he took the initiative to pursue me. Oh, right. And the chat records of Esme when she persuaded me to be with Theo. You directed and acted out the whole thing, pushing me into the fire pit, and you want to turn the tables and pretend to be the victim. How thick-skinned are you? Theo and Esme looked unhappy and could only argue reluctantly. Well, if your family wasn't the only one who could save the Hua family at that time, why would we do that? You are making up a false argument. Did you plagiarize? Did I force you to do that? These are the manuscripts I originally designed. At that time, I was still working at Hua's because of love. It took me some time to find the manuscripts. There are clear dates on them, which is enough to prove that she is the plagiarist. The audience who came to watch the fun rushed straight into the live broadcast room, reaching an unprecedented level of heat. Now the people who were badly scolded were Esme and Theo, seeing that the situation was not right. They immediately ended the live broadcast, due to a large number of abusive private messages from netizens. Esme's account was quickly cancelled. Even Hua's account was not spared and had to turn off the comments. On the contrary, I gained a lot of attention because of this incident, and the exhibition of D family gained unprecedented attention. After pretending to be dead for a while, Hua quietly launched Tianmi's new product, but as soon as the new product came out, it was criticized everywhere. The Hua family suffered severe losses and was counting on this time to make a comeback, but as soon as Esme and Theo came out to promote their event, they were pelted with rotten eggs. The indignant audience almost rushed up to beat them up. The two men fled in panic, and their new product sales were dismal. What's worse is that within a few days, someone came out and accused Hua's new product of plagiarizing the design work of an intern and that it was not Esme's design at all. Now, the Hua family was caught in the center of the storm. With my lawyer's letter, Hua's company is now really busy with the lawsuit. After my family withdrew their investment and you took the designer away, Hua's company became an empty shell. He hoped that hyping up Esme would bring Hua's company back to life. But the result was only to make them even more disappointed. Now, Hua's company is really going to be finished. Theo finally couldn't hold on any longer and came to find me, but was stopped outside by the security guard. He waited outside for the whole afternoon, and when I got off work I saw him still waiting for me with a bouquet of flowers and a gift. Chinxi, can we talk? I didn't even look at him. No, Chinxi, you are the one who supported the Hua family. You have also put so much effort into it. You don't want to see the Hua family fall, right? Theo caught up and said shamelessly, after I left the Hua family, his life or death has nothing to do with me. Are you really that cruel? Theo grabbed my hand and said, isn't it because of Esme? Okay, I'll break up with her and we'll get back together. You let Hua go. I really laughed and shook off her hand. You think too highly of yourself. Share some of your confidence with others. You are like dog shit in my eyes. I feel disgusted at the sight of you. Get out. I got in the car and drove away, leaving Theo standing there, seeing that he could no longer hold on. Hua began to call and message me relentlessly. I blocked him and ignored him all the time, but one night he finally couldn't stand it anymore and called me from a different number. Don't hang up, Chinxi, please. I'm standing on the bridge over the Shijiang River now. Chinxi, please help me. I really can't live any longer. You know, the Hua family is my only hope, and my mother has been sick from anger recently. I really can't go on. Chinxi, I know I was wrong, and I admit it. Isn't that enough? Please give me a way to live. Theo on the other end of the phone seemed to be about to cry, and he even started to recall our past. Chinxi, for the sake of our past friendship, can you help me one last time and save Hua's company? Okay, I was deceived by Esme before, when she saw that Hua's company was going to go bankrupt. She immediately packed up and left. Now she's hooking up with an old man. I'm really blind. Chinxi, you are the only one who is truly kind to me. I just realized it now. I promise you, as long as you forgive me, I will never make such a mistake again. Okay, don't dream. Theo, I don't take recycling here. Ren, are you really so cruel to ignore me? If you don't agree to me, I will jump from here today and die in front of you. I sneered. Go ahead and jump. But don't pollute the Shijiang River. I suggest you jump in the Ganges River, which is more suitable for you. After saying that, I hung up the phone. Theo didn't really commit suicide, but the Hua family was really bankrupt. Theo and his mother lived was also bought out. The mother and his son were homeless and unexpectedly found our house. Chinxi, you've seen what's happened to me now. No matter how much you hate me, you should be relieved. We are really desperate and penniless. Please take us in for a while. We don't do charity in our family. I was speechless, but I didn't expect Theo's mother to come up and grab me. Daughter-in-law, my son is a fool. He was bewitched by that vixen in the past. After all, men are young, so it is normal for them to make mistakes occasionally. Please forgive him. Thinking back to when they ruined the engagement party, their arrogant attitude towards me was completely different. Your son and I severed our relationship long ago at the engagement party. Don't try to get married to me. If you keep pestering me, I'll have the security guards kick you out. Chinksy, Chinksy, they wanted to catch up, but were stopped outside by the security guards. If you come to me again, don't blame me for calling your creditors, they still owe a lot of debts, and if the creditors come, they will be in trouble. The two people were unwilling and left angrily. It is said that the two rented a house in a village in the city, and Theo looked for a job everywhere, but his previous deeds had already been known to everyone, and no one hired him. He could only go to the construction site to carry bricks, and his mother had to go out to wash dishes. Esme was living a comfortable life. I met her at a party. She was hugged by a bald, pot-bellied man. I knew that man. He was in his 60s. His son was older than Esme. Fortunately, she was not picky. The man hugged Esme and touched her all over in public without any hesitation. When he met other partners, they touched her inappropriately, and the man did not stop them. Esme looked very aggrieved, but she didn't dare to get angry. Her eyes were full of humiliation. When she saw me, she lowered her head in embarrassment. That Mr. Zhao is notorious. All the women who follow him are treated as toys by him. When he discusses business, he often takes them to accompany him for drinks, and sometimes gives them to his partners. Esme really has no other choice but to follow such a beast. Ivy complained to me quietly, respect other people's fate. She wants money, that's the path she chose. I hope she won't regret it. His words hit the nail on the head. Who would have thought that within half a year, news came that Esme was imprisoned? I've said before that Mr. Zhao is not a good person. Esme was just a tool to be traded by him. It hasn't been long since she was diagnosed with a heart disease. Mr. Zhao has abandoned her. Esme was not willing to accept this. She thought that it was Mr. Zhao who infected her, so she got angry and ran over Mr. Zhao to death. She was also arrested. It looks like she will spend the rest of her life in jail. Ivy was gossiping and sighing. She chose her own path, and some endings are not her fault. When did you become so philosophical? Ivy leaned on my shoulder and said, forget it. Let's not talk about her. There's a 188 centimeters tall model at the party tonight. Do you want to go? I raised my eyebrows and smiled. Go.